It's probably this man too, Jake Debrasini, leading point scorer, can kick the ball a mile. Great work with ball in hand too this year. He can lay them on, he can score them. Will Houston, our referee today, he's going to be sucking in the big ones, cause we are going to light it up for you folks. It is the Melbourne Rising and Perth Spirit, a grand final position on the line today in the sunshine in Melbourne. No way through, and it's Noah getting a shoulder on early and forcing the penalty too. George Gregan, another former Wallabies captain, joins us from the sideline. Griggs, run us through the conditions.
Oh, thanks, Shawnee. The conditions down here are perfect. Not a breath of air, really. Just beautiful conditions. Day game, not a cloud in the sky, and a great start from the Melbourne Rising. You know, really good defence. I saw them warming up beforehand, and that wins you these types of games. And they're very, very good in attack, but very, very good in defence. So great position in the first attacking line out off a 7-man.
So Liafa 10 short and finds the man in the air was Neville, tapped it back for Tamati. Excellent field position early for the Rising. Neville, we'll be seeing a whole lot more of him as the afternoon progresses. Sturzaker forced to pounce on it. Smart play, and now they bridge there at the ruck to retain possession. There's one thing the Spirit won't do, it's shirk it in defence. Wykes came up, made a big tackle, the captain. Liafa in there to tidy up Debrasini, and straight off the bat, slides through the defence. Upton goes again. Quality first touch from Debrasini. Sturzaker to Tamani. Clash of the throws there with Wykes making the tackle. Sturzaker, nice service from the base of the ruck there. Freeing up the runners out wide. Noah. Penalty advantage coming for the Rising. Sturzaker again. This is excellent build-up from the Rising. Debrasini pushes through. Oh, what a start for the Rising, Phil Kearns.
Yeah, really moving the ball well, trying to get a little bit wider, but I've got to say the Perth defence pretty good. They pushed up hard, made some good tackles. Wykes is getting through a heap of work.
Yeah, that's right, Kearns. He was really nice first touches there from Debrasini. Really injected himself, came close on two occasions, carrying the ball well, looking though he could pass and run it. Like this option here, centre field scrum gives you options left and right. They look as though they've stacked it to the left, but the fullback's very, very wide out here on the wide channel. So really good attacking opportunity here for the Rising.
Crouch.
First scrum of the match.
Bind. Come up.
You see Paul AAMI,
Make sure you guys holding your ear.
number 3, on this side of the scrum. Very, very good back. It's a nice straight back. Gets his body height nice and low. Up against Pet Cowan there. Test front rower, so it should be a good battle.
Crouch. Bind. Set.
Excellent shape at scrum time from both front rows, and Spirit now exerts some pressure and force a penalty. Big play.
Pet Cowan there just was able to maintain his body shape a little better than AAMI. You could see him start to turn in, and a gap opened up between his backside and his hooker, and that is where the scrum started to fall apart for Melbourne. And Perth, a really good technical scrum. Eventually they have to come up and the ball flies back. Oh, desperate to get that ball out. Perth get the first win at scrum time, Shawnee.
Huge result coming off their line. They absorbed plenty of pressure in those opening exchanges, and now it'll be Abel looking to find his man and get things happening for the visitors. They finished 4th after the regular season, and here they are trying to knock off the top dogs who finished first. That won't please their coach, Dave Vessels, though. It's come away for Sturzaker, who goes through the leg. Smith bounces into the first up tackle. Inman with his first touch, shaped to pass and swallowed up by Wykes up top. They have a charge down the left touch line and really pushing the width here, the Rising. AAMI with one of his first of many touches, and now they go again down the short side. That was Naivalu. He is danger with a capital D, Sefanai Naivalu. Inman rips the pass across to Noah at full tilt.
2.
Sturzaka taps and goes and splits him. Needs someone to feed the ball to, and now gets Debrasini. Goes short and sharp down the left side. Neville winding up. Good tackle to drop him 4 short.
Well, it could be a yellow card.
You taking it quickly? Time off.
Really good vision from Sturzaka to see that there was a hole there.
There, ruck had formed and he got his hands on it. We had an offside stop as well. They had a lot of momentum there. He's got to clean up down here, okay?
That's right, Kearnsey. Really good vision there from Nick Sturzaka. Like, there's an opportunity there to quick play up tempo. They've got all the ball, they've got all the attack, and just got them behind the defence, and they maintain this pressure. They'd love to turn this into points. I think they're again opting for that 7-man. Look to set up a really nice drive and put some pressure here on the Perth Spirit.
Liafa finds his man. Up goes Noah, and they
drop and trailer.
They get it wrong. They get it completely wrong. Tamani can't believe they've blown another chance.
Truck and trailer obstruction.
Greg's also impressed with Debrasini. His running ability, he looks very easy. His stride is very easy. His hands look nice and gentle, and soft hands, which are really important for a 5'8" to have.
Oh, definitely, Kearnsey. He's actually quite a big guy. He's about 6'2", and he kicks it a long, long way. But his attacking skills, I've seen him really improve. He played a little bit with the Rebels through the year at fullback as well, but really good skills. And he likes to catch the ball on top of the line. His first few touches have been fantastic. I think he'll steer this team around the park very well. It's no doubt he's a big reason why they're the leading team in attack.
Oh, stolen away.
Good work, Liafa, and Inman taps it on beautifully. Naivalu, slick hands. What about the pickup? The pickup is outstanding down the right touchline before
Flags up.
being tossed over the sideline. Some colourful language to go with that charge from Lautolo Molimau.
Well, he's a solid winger.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Lautolo Molimau. He had no chance then. He had about 5 or 6 coming across in cover defence. Quick line out here from Perth.
Massive pressure too from the Rising, rushing up and looking to force a mistake. Holmes, steady boot of Holmes, will steer his team out of trouble for the moment. Well, one man to look for this afternoon is Sefanai Naivalu. Let's hear what his coach makes of him.
Look, he's just got that little bit of X factor. You know, line breaks can be finished off just by his pure speed. He's ruthless in defence, so I think he's just going to be jumping out of his skin for another opportunity.
He can play. Naivalu already locked away here at the Rebels for 2 years. And he's going to have a big say on the outcome of this game this afternoon. In the sunshine in Melbourne, Liafa pumps his legs into the tackle. Tamani, that's good defence from the Spirit to shut him down.
Yeah, 2 out of the last 3 hit-ups to Tamani. He's looking for work.
Debrasini finds Neville. Well, he's freewheeling at the moment. Caden Neville has had some excellent runs, and now Debrasini rubbers in behind and will find touch.
Again, you'd love to see the ball in hand, but some good variety of play from Debrasini. Pass on the inside there, another short ball, and then puts a little kick in behind. His vision looks to be quite good.
Abel, oh, it's good. Good work at the front from the Rising to tap it back. Straight back on to attack. Tamani steamrolls over one, making his presence felt. Inman Trying to free up Naivalu. Inman gets across and now does the tough stuff to clean it out, and they swing the leg around there, and
one, he came through.
There's another penalty against the Spirit.
They're aware.
In their red zone.
Yeah, the ref will soon lose patience with this.
Nick, scrum.
Okay, we saw what happened at the first scrum time. Pet Cowan was able to get on top of Paul Aloiamil in that case, in that occasion.
Big moment here, Kearnsey, because if the Spirit can hold off here with another good scrum and sort of repel this other onslaught of attack, then they haven't had any play in 10 minutes. All the play's been down this half of the field, so they'll feel as though they've absorbed a lot, and games ebb and flow. If they can hold through this period, then they feel as though they're in good stead moving forward. So it's a big moment, I feel. Only 10 minutes into it, but all the play's been down here, and the Rebels have been calling all the shots, so they need to come over with some points.
Well, just looking at those pack weights of the Melbourne Rebels side, 925 kilos. That is a big pack of forwards.
Set.
Here comes the shove from the Rising. They get it right on this occasion. Debrasini, Inman on the switch and got past the first up tackle. Sturzaka again. Taufa dropped just short. Aloiamil.
Oh, good D.
Great low chopping tackle, the Spirit. Now they flood the breakdown. Here he goes again, Taufa. Here we come again, Noah. Wykes doesn't miss them in tight like that. Good shot from Wykes. Debrasini, Jinx off the right and now takes play. Oh, so close. It's Scrappy coming out. Very scrappy.
Gee, really good defence from Perth Spirit. They're just not committing too many to the breakdown. They're making their tackles, which is leaving plenty of guys out wide in defence. They haven't been stretched so far. 85% possession to Melbourne. That's astonishing numbers.
Ladies and gentlemen, don't forget to watch Melbourne Rising on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter.
I'm in opposition half. 87% against the 13 of the Spirit. Yet to make it count, though, the Melbourne Rising.
Again, stacking the left-hand side, Gregs.
Yeah, it's all the left-hand side, so to speak. A lot of the attack, is that what you're talking about, Kearns? Yeah. You're talking scrum time. Yeah, left-hand side, they've been really focusing on that. And Debrasini's catching it really on top of the line. And he's a real threat because he's got a great running game, good feet, and there's always players in motion on them. So they're being very, very patient. They're trusting their attack, but they also like that pick-and-go game off the edges too. So there's a real nice balance in the way that they're attacking the Rising. And that's causing a lot of stress for the Spirit team, but they're hanging in there. And you've got to, I guess, dip your hat for the way that they've performed so far.
I'm not going to make the call. I'm on the wrong side.
So yeah, a really good battle between these two props on this side of the field.
Yep.
Well, it's essentially a Super Rugby front row for the Rebels with Smith, Liafra and Aloiamil, and if Heath Testman was here for the Spirit, it'd be a Super Rugby front row for them also, with Pet Cowan and Ollie Hoskins propping up the yellow and black scrum. Big shove comes from the Rising. Caught him napping, made him pay.
Head and shoulders collapsing.
Yeah, well, that entire Melbourne scrum got themselves into a really good position. At the crucial time, you could see all the hips drop at the one time. The coordination was very, very strong.
Let's see if they can now make it count, though. They have dominated all the numbers, and once again, they'll come away with zip, zilch, nada, as the Spirit take it away and up and over the 22. They hang tough, do the Spirit. 15 gone, no score. That's getting ugly on Bartolo Molimau. Sam Wykes has been industrious early in defence. Tamani bumps past a couple. Debrasini looking to drag that across and cut down the angle of Haylett Petty, who has his first touch for the game, the Spirit fullback. And once again, that's hammered down the park. Look at the boot on him. It's enormous.
Did well to get back to Debrasini for that kick.
Holmes.
That's too big.
Way too big. And they're going to get a good little bit of pay out of that, the Rising.
The forwards will be happy with that little bit of rest there, where the backs were having a little kicking drill, just watching it sail over their heads for a little while. Gives them a bit of a breather.
Guernsey's probably the second time that the players hasn't been in the Spirit's 22, so they'll be happy about that. That's a bit of a win, but they're still under pressure with more attack coming at them from the Rising.
Tamani just blowing past tackles. That is forward off the hand of AAMI.
Yeah, the pass was just a little bit low from Tamani. He did everything right, and he looked for his support, and there on the right-hand side was the big tight head.
Scrum.
They don't bend well, tight heads.
Cool. Marks made.
Just went a little bit low down to the shins.
Marks made, guys, so.
So if you happen to miss last night's first semi-final between the New South Wales Country Eagles and Brisbane City, it was the men from Queensland who got over the top to book themselves a spot in next week's grand final. We've got ourselves 60-odd minutes to decide who they take on next week in the big one. That just kicks hard left and into touch, so at long last, after 16 minutes of play, the ball will be inside the Rising 22. That is quite unbelievable, George Gregan.
Yeah, it is, and you've got to, as I said earlier, you've got to take your hat off to the Spirit. They've absorbed an enormous amount of pressure, wave after wave of attack from the Rising, and here they are, Rising, to see what they're like at exiting out of their own half. It's a very, very important part of the game as well. Keep the ball in hand, but you've got to be able to get out of your own half.
Back.
Debrasini, he can help you do that in a hurry with that mammoth boot of his. Haylett Petty kicking for the chase of Braki, and great take, Debrasini. But
Braki stolen it.
Excellent work from Braki to snatch it back.
So, yeah.
And
Stolen
then
back.
On the counter, it's a steel fest, and Sturzaka has a shocker off the side of the boot.
No, we're in a ruck inside, it's outside.
Well, this time, I'm pretty sure, yeah, it should be Perth ball, that's correct. Sturzaka ran right and kicked it out. They'll get a chance to attack here now. They've kicked a little bit too much, probably the Perth side. Let's see if they can have a run this time. They've been desperate to get out of their own half.
Try goes to Braki, playing at first receiver and going headlong into the defence. Here come the Spirit. They've weathered all sorts of pressure early on and now looking to exert a little of their own.
Yeah, well, they're outnumbered out here to the left, and Holmes saw that.
10 blue. Let him run.
Off and gone is Pryor. Haylett Petty spinning out of a couple of tackles. Still going, Haylett Petty. Wykes in tight, the captain. Reaches out, knocks on. Just bit off a little too much, Sam Wykes.
Yeah, he's looking for that Inspector Gadget arm to come out there, and unfortunately his arm's not 15 foot long.
Some very promising attack there from the Spirit. Good defence there from the Rising, close to their line, but I tell you what, Sam Wykes, he would have been thinking there's a chance. And what I liked about that, you had some nice movement through the midfield, good cleaning out, and then coming back to the short side. They're mixing it up too. I think it's going to be a very high-scoring game once someone breaks through, but both teams are defending very, very well close to their line.
been a absorbing contest at scrum time. Two excellent forward packs going about their work. Debrasini rushed into the kick and still manages to send it 60 metres on the fly. That's unbelievable.
Wow, he's got a good boot.
Now Morahan looking to find Jonah Placid out of position, and does very well to take play 10 out. Great kick, Morahan.
Terrific when you've got a great surface like this. You get the even bounce, and that just ran beautifully, that ball. Would be very happy with that kick, Luke Morahan.
Centre is the 5.
Liafa, easy take, uncontested at the back for the Rising. Inman.
He was not held.
Chewing off some cheeky meters after contact, and this time he gets it off the side of the boot, but they'll take a quick breather and we'll have a line-out throw to the Spirit.
Well, he still kicks 28 metres with a rubbish kick. It's not bad.
That's true, Guernsey. His missed kicks go about 40 or 50 off the boot. When he gets a good piece of them, they're 60 plus. He gives them an absolute thump. It'll be interesting to see a bit of a blood bin happening here. We'll just hear how that plays out. But it'll be interesting to see what the Spirit do here. They've hit midfield most of the time and look to play off that. But they haven't gone to the edge off first phase. They've really focused on getting their forwards and their tight forwards into the game from second and third phases. And that seems to work for them. Build some pressure, build their attack off that. And it's asking a lot of questions of this Rising team.
It's Stunder off with his head split. He'll be back on soon.
He's tough as nails. Stunder. Can't keep him out of the action for too long, as the yellow and black stripes join in numbers. There are backs in there having a crack and dishing out a little. Hardwick at the back. Now they peel off.
Bit optimistic. 25 out, trying a rolling more with the backs coming in, but you got to give it a go.
Particularly when Marcel Braki weighs 80 kilos, ringing wet, but he's looming up on this left side now, chasing Grubber on the way through. It'll sit up for him, and it is oh so easy. Marcel, marvellous.
Braki, wow. That was so easy for him. He just ran on the outside of his opposite winger. There was actually plenty of defenders there, but not for the kick. No one was in there behind looking for that little one. I think it was Haylett Petty that actually put that kick through, not the 10 Holmes. Yeah, it was Haylett Petty. It was a nice little nudge through. Actually, any one of three of them could have got it.
Yeah, really good skills there, Kearns. He wasn't on the left foot. Haylett Petty, good vision. There may have been a call from the outside, but there was no one in behind. No one in behind, and perfectly weighted kick. And who would have thought after the start to this game that the first scorers would have been the Spirit with the chance with the conversion. So hats off to the Spirit for their fighting spirit, to be honest. And here they are leading the game.
Yeah, demoralising for the Melbourne side with so much field position, so much possession. It's not able to score.
And the kick is away to the right, so 3 points go missing off the boot of Zach Holmes, but it is Perth Spirit with first blood. 5-0 to the good, 23 gone.
Yeah, the Melbourne crowd starting to get a little bit rowdy here. They're saying, come on, boys, you've had it all. Why haven't you scored?
That's what these teams out of the West can do, Phil Kearns. We've seen the Western Force do it all year. They can just suck up all the pressure and then just somehow slip it back onto the opposing team. They're masters at it. Holmes finds touch.
Well, it's the aggression of the Perth defence that's really knocked the Melbourne guys around. They've won the collisions. Contact at tackle time.
Debrasini, Inman. This not real flash from the Rising. It's gone to Marcel. You can forget the chase. Save the legs, men. Marcel has two inside two.
Yeah, Navalu there made the error. He was looking for his runner to come through. The runner didn't materialise until too late.
Ladies and gentlemen, the
Ball just went to ground. That was the easiest 2 tries that Braki's ever going to score. You see here Novalu with it, and the ball just goes to no one. Goes behind his man, and Braki picks up. Oh, no one's going to touch him.
Oh, isn't sport, isn't it an amazing thing? A couple of minutes and it's all changed. Like, you wouldn't have thought this a while back, but they've earned this. They've worked really, really hard, and they've taken their opportunities. And pressure does a funny thing. You know, a loose pass here, overrunning, no one in behind. It was a bit of an all or nothing play going to the edge. No support in behind, and you have to back your skills. A mistake's made, and they've had to suffer 8 points. So well done to the Spirit, and a fair bit of work ahead for the Rising.
25 gone, and it is the underdogs, the Perth Spirit, up 13 points to 0 over the Rising. The home team have not tasted defeat all year, the Rising.
Long way to go yet. Tamani's hurt himself there. He's down injured.
Alet Petty happy to go right up the middle. Now to Debrasini. He'll go to the air and look for the chase from Placid. That's got ugly, that kick. Got ugly in a hurry, and Murphy goes up, but they're all offside. Tamani in particular from the Rising.
8 always in the 10.
So Perth, another opportunity to attack from the other side of the field this time. Braki's out this side, he's hungry. See the Spirit bench there. Gibert, quick. Scoble, he can play. Good at set piece.
Rasset happy to shovel that one off. Yet to really stamp his name on this match yet. Junior Rassalia, he's got electric feet. Would tackle him and rushed up, shut down Alet Petty. Cowan. Chopped by Jeffries. Holmes goes back to the runner on the inside, but there was obstruction there off the hip, and that'll relieve the pressure for the moment for the Rising.
Yeah, Morahan, I think it was, just ran in front of Rivera on that occasion. Lovely kick there from Debrasini.
You'd like that, Kearns. He's carved off a lot of territory, a bit more than 18 metres, which you've seen over the last few weeks. Hasn't been impressive, but that was fantastic. It's a great kick because it puts you straight on the attack. And now's an important time for the Rising to launch off this, execute well, and come away with some points.
Debrasini goes to him, and the big man winds up and goes in. Big Mitch gets it done for the Rising.
Well, left a big hole there in their defence, did the Perth side, and Mitch Inman had good pace. He saw the hole and just straightened. Some good straight runnings, all it needed. Accuracy at line-out time. Sturzak a good pill. Debrasini, just a simple play. There was a dummy runner on the inside and the defence in disarray.
Oh, Kearnsy, sometimes the simplest plays are the best plays. Like, you win off the tail of the line-out, right at the back. It puts you under a lot of pressure defensively. Debrasini catches that flat, and he's got players in motion. There was maybe an option out the back to go wide. 2 blokes hitting short lines and running holes, and a really well-executed try. And he's added the 3 points, so that's a fantastic result for them, and they've worked hard for those points.
Yeah, the difference that we talked about, that kick from Debrasini into touch then, the difference that makes in the whole psychology for a forward pack is massive. Just to have that boost to your morale, knowing that your kick has put you in a good position, is huge, and they took advantage of it, the forward pack, with excellent execution.
Here he is again, Debrasini, and this time he's charged down and goes back and regathers. He's swallowed up by the swarming defence of the Spirit. Sturzaka Gets it back to Placid, who won't find touch, and Haylett Petty slides into the line and bounced off the first up shot of Inman. Abel rolling his way down that right side. Tamani.
Plenty of defence from Tamani this afternoon.
Haylett Petty, he's strong up top. Ooh, rangy fullback. Good player, Haylett Petty. Hardwick on for the man getting some work in the blood bin. Stunder, Cowan. Tamani came in with Aloha Meal and put him to turf. Wykes, the captain, does the hard stuff in close. Rassalia has got it wrong at the base.
I'm sorry. Into me, scrum.
And so has Will Houston in the wrong spot at the wrong time.
He's dying to get involved with Houston, the ref. Got to get in there.
20. Thank you.
Okay, blood bin over. Stunder back on the field.
Ladies and gentlemen, remember rising fans to enter.
Coming up to that 30-minute mark, it's important. 10 minutes before half-time, always a crucial period in any game that you play, particularly a semi-final. And the team which can absorb some pressure, which we know the Spirit have absorbed plenty of pressure. If they can go out with their noses in front in this first half, they'll feel like that's a real victory. But this next 10-minute period is going to be very important for both teams to hopefully get a score before half-time, which will be very, very important leading into a very significant second half.
We ready, gents?
Greg's, okay. The rising and missing Luke Jones, Tom English and Sean McMahon, who was a surprise inclusion into the Wallabies squad. As we get a look at the rising reserves, how do you expect Sean McMahon to go on that spring tour? Will he see some game time?
I think he will see some game time. I think they'll look to get him out early and fresh, playing against the Barbarians in that first game. They'll probably also look to try and get as close to their starting 22, but I think you'd have to take someone like that, give them a chance and a taste of what it's like to play Test rugby. But important scrum here, and it looks as though the Rising have got them under a bit of pressure.
They counter, though, the Spirit, and they clear it. Take it centre field. It's come away for the Rising, and there are numbers to the left. But they're all the low numbers, not the quick ones that you need to open up from 80 out.
What are you talking about? Leafa's just run 30.
Debrasini shuffles it on. Neville will just blast right through Neville. Debrasini, no, tries to grub her through, and somehow it'll come back for the Rising. That is an interesting kick from Debrasini, and it will run into touch.
So it's not where he intended it to go. It just shows what fatigue starts to do to a player. There's no doubt he's had a good game so far, Debrasini. But as you tire, your fine motor skills just start to deteriorate a bit. He's had a charge down, then a stray kick there.
Also a bit of pressure, Kearnsey. He had his last charge down not so long. That plays with your mind a little bit. And as we said earlier, very important this next stage. A great opportunity for the Spirit to launch some more pressure on the Rising.
Holmes takes play up over halfway. Nice charge from Holmes, but they get it wrong.
Going in.
On the clean out was Stunder. Lost his feet, and that hurts.
Yeah, Holmes saw a little opportunity there. The defence wasn't well formed there. Debrasini and I think it was Tamani on the inside went up, and they weren't together, weren't in one line, left a little bit of a hole on the inside, which Holmes thought he could take advantage of.
Here's an interesting one, Kearnsey and Shawnee. What would you do here? Would you go back to that same play they just scored off, try and win at the tail, because it worked so well beforehand? Let's see what they come up with off this seven-man line out.
Sam Jeffries in the middle goes up. Debrasini tries the stabbing grubber through, and it can't go where it needs to for the Rising, and they'll come back. They lose 15 odd metres. They'll have another throw at the line out.
Well, again, that's where fatigue starts to come into things, because you start to make decisions at looking for the easy option. The chip, in my view, or grubber, is always the wrong option.
Spoken like a true forward, Kearns. I have to agree with you there, mate. That was a situation where you would have gone pretty similar to the play, which worked so well. Untouched try under the post. Play the variations off that, but here they go. They've got another chance to attack through the middle with that pick and drive game.
Neville sporting the buzz cut this afternoon. Caden Neville looks all business.
Advantage.
And he won't be happy when he gets up from that ruck, because they have lost 60 metres and they will go back for the 22.
They're clearly hot out there. A few players starting to hobble along a little bit. Sturzaker, quick go.
Good heads-up play from Sturzaker. Quick 22 restart, and the Spirit flood in. Rising have got to commit a few extra numbers to clear it. Over the top comes the pressure. Liafa, gee, he's a strong hooker, Pat Liafa. Extremely impressive. Debrasini keeps it in hand this time, and spinning out of the tackle is Kamana. It'll come forward out of the hand of Neville, and now if they keep it in hand, the Spirit are a red-hot chance down this left side. Hoskins palms off Jeffries, who gets him on a second shot.
12 back! 12 entry. He started there, not there. Offside.
Oh, gee, it's a tough one. But good to see Ollie Hoskins running with the ball with a big right arm out there.
Okay. Here come the Spirit once more. Marcel Braki has both their tries. He got us rolling. Scoring the first try of the afternoon.
Stay inside.
Set up a 13-0 lead before Mitch Inman hit back for the Rising. So 13-8 in favour of the Spirit. They were massive long shots coming into this one, but they have played superbly.
Going forward, unplayable.
Defended that quite well. Melbourne side brought the jumper straight to ground.
I agree.
And the Rebels will, sorry, the Melbourne side will fancy themselves at scrum time. Been very good so far in that area.
They're going forward.
Unplayable Okay, Perth get another chance.
Well, the Spirit have managed to restrict the Rising to their lowest first half in terms of point scoring this year. So they are playing some quality semi-final rugby. Quality elimination rugby, but the big scrum off their own line for the Rising will help them get down where they need to be.
Banana kick there from Debrasini. It's enough to get themselves out of trouble. You see this big scrum here. Oh, just drove through beautifully.
Oh, that's not going to please Coach Sean Hedger for the Rising.
Sam? Do you scrum or line out? Line out.
Not at all.
Not straight, contested jump. Line out.
Kenzie, what do you think that decision would have been based on? Probably the way that their scrums performed over the last couple, or was it they'll back themselves from that line out?
Yeah, I think they're just backing themselves, mate. And they go long, the Spirit.
They keep it tight, and once more Marcel Braki. He's got a taste for the maul and wants to get involved again, Braki. The winger for the Spirit, but
held up above the ground.
No good for the Spirit.
He was on it. Never going to come out. Unplayable. Oh, do we? Yeah, sorry. You got guys down, so take a second.
Robbie Abel just getting a little bit of attention.
Yeah. Oh, cool.
As mentioned, he's the equal top try scorer, Kernsey, for the Perth Spirit this year. That'd make you happy, surely.
Proud man. Gets around the field reasonably well, no doubt about it. They're outweighed about 50 kilo in this scrum, the Perth side. Really big, strong
You okay?
Melbourne Rising
Beautiful.
pack.
All right, guys.
Caden Neville, big unit. Paul Allo-O'Neill, the Arthur, all big heavy men. Tamani at number 8,
That way.
all big heavy men.
Look at the ease on Paul Allo-O'Neill, Phil Kearns.
Yeah, that's why you play rugby.
Yeah.
Bind.
Yep, it's something to behold.
What mother wouldn't want their son to have a set of lugs like that?
You stay close.
Inman has to juggle it. Now Debrasini. Out they go to Placid. Good covering defence from the Spirit. In to Marnie, and Noah gets there to help with the clean out. Terzaka to Inman again, and tapped on from Neville. It's gone back, says Will Houston, and
It's gone forward from a second blue player, and then gold, scrum.
there we go. The Spirit will have the last say in the first half.
Yeah, a little tightness starting to creep in. That bench will be used pretty early in that second half. Perth Rising with the feed. Braki out here wide on the left wing.
Crouch.
Okay, let's see if they can extend in the shadows of half-time as the shadows start to slip across AAMI Park. Again, the big shove coming from the Rising and towed ahead by Taufa. Needed just to hang on to it there. And look to settle things down. Noah Terzaka, let's see what he wants to do. He's had enough. He wants an orange and a glass of H2O. It's been an absorbing first 40 minutes here in Melbourne. Perth Spirit